If you want to succeed in dropshipping, you have to have a quality supplier. I've been in this space for over 6 years now, and I am telling you that if you don't have a quality supplier, you're gonna fail. In this video, I'm gonna give you 3 different ways to find 3 different reliable suppliers. You'll be able to figure out which one makes the most sense for your business, and that way you can implement this today. The 3 different types of suppliers that we're gonna be breaking down today consists of manual searching, a beginner-friendly way, a third one that's a little more advanced, but if you truly believe in your product, this one might be for you. Before we break those down, you need to understand what qualifies a good supplier versus a bad supplier, and also the traits that you're gonna be looking for in these suppliers moving forward. The first thing that you have to look for in a good supplier is communication. In the world of dropshipping, a good supplier isn't just someone that replies to your emails quickly. Even though that's a good thing, you have to have a supplier that's clear, reliable, and is willing to go the extra mile to ensure that your product is delivering properly to the customers in the proper packaging, and also in a timely manner. Again, it's not just communication in terms of replying to you, it's talking about product quotes, giving you shipping updates, inventory updates, any potential delays that might be happening, or something more recent would be tariffs that are taking place. This is fundamentally crucial when you're starting out. If your supplier does not have good communication with you, it's going to be really difficult later on down the road when you start to scale up your business. The thing about qualifying communication is that you're not going to be able to do so until you start reaching out to suppliers and talking with people and seeing which ones are actually more responsive and willing to help you out. But nonetheless, it is a very important trait. Next, we need to talk about trust. This goes completely beyond just taking their word for everything that they're saying. A trustworthy supplier has a track record of delivering orders on time. They are a massive supplier for other companies, and assuring that the products that they're delivering to your customer are quality and also come in quality packaging. This is extremely important because in the beginning, you might be testing out different suppliers and you're saying, hey, I'm going to order a sample, please send it to my house. They're obviously going to give the best packaging and the best presentation to you because they want to land you as a client. This type of trust goes beyond that because that is just frontward facing to land you as a client. We need to trust them to be able to send out hundreds of orders a day to our customers with the exact same treatment that you got in the beginning because you want your customer to experience that exact same thing. There are suppliers out there that will give you a really nice presentation, and then once you start ramping up, people start submitting reviews and images of their packages and their product, and they arrive broken, and then you're like, what's going on? Because you just ordered a sample from them and it looked perfect, but then they just reduced all the quality and didn't really care. They just wanted your business. The trust that I'm talking about also applies to shipping times. So if they ship it to you in like 5 days and then all of your customers are getting it at 20 days, they're most likely pulling some of that margin off the top to put it back into their pockets by using a cheaper shipping route to get to your customer because they really don't care about you. Trust also means being transparent with you in terms of their capabilities and limitations. A lot of suppliers, when you reach out to them, will say, I can do all this custom packaging, private labeling, all these different things just to land you as a client. But then when push comes to shove, they're like, I can't really do that, or your MOQ is going to be 10,000. You can't do this for drop shipping, blah, blah, blah. This makes it really hard to scale up your business if you're not sure what kind of limitations you're going to be hitting in the future with them. And you also have to remember that that trust from this supplier that you're going to be using trickles down all the way to your customer. If your customers don't trust you as a brand anymore, you're going to get chargebacks. You're not going to get any returning customers. And more likely than not, you're going to be banned on Facebook for some customer service reason. Those are the 3 characteristics and qualities that you should be looking for in your supplier. And I know they're a little bit vague, but they're extremely applicable if you are planning to do drop shipping as a logistics model for your business. While AliExpress and CJ Dropshipping might seem like the go-to in terms of suppliers for drop shipping because it's easy, everyone uses it and integrates with everything else, they definitely come with significant drawbacks that can really ruin your business, especially at scale. Some of the worst things about them are the long shipping times, the lack of trust with the supplier, the bad quality of products that your customers are receiving. There are endless reasons why you should not just be going straight onto AliExpress or CJ Dropshipping. So what can you use instead depending on your business type and how far you want to scale and how much you want to brand out your business? That brings us to the first way we're going to find our supplier, which I like to call manual searching. Manual searching is reaching out to a bunch of different suppliers, essentially until you find the right one for you. And let me show you exactly how you can do this. You can go on this website called Import Yeti, and what you can do here is plug in any brand that you're trying to replicate or someone in your niche that you would consider a competitor. So if I wanted to sell pickleball paddles, I could type in Recess Pickleball here. Once I just type it in and search in Recess Pickleball, you can see that they are the top one here. There's a couple different ones that they're using under different LLCs, it looks like, but I do know that they're based out of Austin, Texas. So we're going to go with this one as the main parent company here. So if you click into the company that you found, you can get a bunch of information on Import Yeti about the shipments that are coming into the United States for this company specifically. So we got total C shipments here here at 30 and the estimated shipping spend is about $56,000. So they give you some like fun facts here. But as you scroll down, you can start seeing some of their suppliers. So we've got this company that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. And so on the product description section on the right side, it says what they are purchasing from this customer. So we've got pickleball paddle halves, grip, tape, and cap grip. So basically, I think everything that they're ordering from this supplier is the stuff in the handle of the pickleball paddles. If you look down one more, we've got the Rally backpacks. So that's probably a product on their website. Then we've got this supplier here that is the pickleball paddle. And that's pretty much all they're purchasing from them. So let me show you how this works though. So if you find this one and you're like, I'm looking for pickleball paddle halves, I don't think you're probably going to be manufacturing all of your products, but it is really nice that it breaks it down like this. So if we wanted to look for that specific product, we can click on their company profile and then it'll show you if they have an Alibaba profile. So then we can click on view on Alibaba and it'll take you directly to their page, and lo and behold, they are obviously selling pickleball equipment. So this is the supplier that Recess is using. And you can see that they sell actually full sets, and they could probably do some printing as well, because I know Recess does a lot of it in-house. But more times than not, if you're a beginner, you're not going to want to open up a warehouse and start printing your own stuff. So you can just basically use them as a template supplier because you know they're trustworthy because of Recess. And so what you can do here is just go down here to Messenger or Contact Supplier. Either one is going to work. And now you can ask them any questions that you want. You can say, how much is the minimum order quantity? If they have a higher one, then you're going to have to warehouse some of that product. What I would recommend doing though, right in the beginning, is just explaining the business that you're either trying to start or scale up and say, hey, I'm trying to look for these pickleball paddles. My supplier's not that great. I know you work with Recess. I want the same quality of paddle that they have. What is the cost of that paddle? What are the printing limitations? What shipping routes are you guys able to use? Pretty much any question that you might have to be able to cover all of those qualifications that I talked about earlier in this video with the trust, communication, and reliability. But you already at least know that the massive company that Recess Pickleball is uses them as a supplier, so they're probably good. That's all you'd have to do in terms of manual searching. You just plug in any of your competitors or companies that are in your niche and try to figure out which suppliers are using for which products and then strike a deal with them. A lot of these bigger companies that you might plug in though are probably going to be using them for pieces, and then they're going to send it to the US and then manufacture their final product. You do have to ask them if they're able to drop ship a product over to your end customer. And keep in mind that this does include packaging as well. Some of the pros of doing the manual searching way. The first one is very obvious. It's, you know, the brand that's using this supplier and you like that brand and you respect it and you want to become big, if not bigger than them. So most likely their quality is pretty good and their communication is pretty good. Another pro is less supplier testing to find out if they're actually good to ship on time, because most likely if these companies are using them, the shipping times are probably really good and they also have probably some nice shipping routes to get it over to the United States. And less supplier testing in terms of AliExpress when you just search up pickleball paddle and then have to communicate with like 100 different suppliers to find the right one. Another pro is most likely they can offer customization. If they are working with Recess, they have custom paddles, custom grips, all these different things, they most likely are able to work on a customization basis with you as well. Some cons of this method are that some of the suppliers that you do find through Import Yeti would have an MOQ, and it might be 50, but it might be also 1,000 or 10,000. If you're just starting out your business, you probably don't want to pay for 10,000 units right away and then warehouse it. But if you are on that stage, then that wouldn't really apply to you. They also might not support drop shipping. Like I was saying earlier, you do have to ask them if they're able to drop ship the final product to the customer and also include packaging. Not all of the suppliers that you find on Import Yeti are able to actually do this. Another con is that they might not have access to every product that you want to have on your store. So if you have pickleball paddles, but you've also got golf clubs for some reason on your store, this pickleball supplier that you find might not be able to supply golf clubs. And then if someone orders a pickleball paddle and a golf club, they're going to come from two different suppliers and two different shipments, which can look bad to the customer sometimes. Those are the pros and cons of manual searching. And now we're going to be moving on to the beginner friendly way to find a supplier. Really quick before we do that, I just want to mention something that we just launched. I just launched Conversion Club. So it is my take on a mentorship program. The thing that I noticed about programs in the past and when I was first starting off is everyone's trying to charge you so much money to get additional help and one-on-one calls and coaching. A lot of them are upwards of $10,000. I just didn't think that was very affordable for most people that are wanting to start out this business. So that's why I launched Conversion Club. And so what we do inside this program is we do live coaching calls every single day. You get direct access to me and my team. We'll answer any questions that you guys have. You get 30 plus private course videos that we're consistently updating, community channels with like-minded individuals, weekly product drops and resources like premium themes and so much more really. And the best part about it is that it's extremely affordable and it's on a monthly basis. Rather than people charging tens of thousands of dollars to coach you and it's like a one-time fee, we do it on a monthly basis. So if you're not interested in dropshipping or e-commerce anymore, you can just cancel and it's extremely affordable. I thought this would be a sweet way to build up a community of like-minded individuals while continuing to learn about e-commerce as I teach it to others. If this sounds like something you might be interested in, I would check it out. It's going to be in the link down below in the description. If you are interested, I'm going to be raising the price of it the more people that join so we can keep it more of a tight-knit community. So whatever the price is listed at right now, you will be grandfathered into that one forever. It's not going to change at all for you. But if you join a little bit later when more people come onto it, then the price will most likely be higher than you see right now. So make sure to check that out if you guys are interested. But now let's move on to the beginner-friendly way to find your supplier. So by far the easiest way to find your supplier, if you are not looking to go manually searching or get a warehouse or anything like that, is by using a company like Zendrop. You may or may not have heard of Zendrop before, but what they do is they supply all of the products to a lot of dropshippers and also larger companies. They work with their own personal suppliers and they own their own warehouses, unlike a lot of these other shipment companies out there or product fulfillment companies. They have a warehouse in Miami and they also have a warehouse in China. So you're able to actually decide where you want your product shipped from, and that mainly depends on the price and also the shipping times. If you log into their platform and go on the find products section, you will see all of the products that they have available, and you can filter by things like available for TikTok, so ones that are able to be shipped through TikTok Shop, ones that specifically ship from the US versus China, or if you don't care, you can just do anywhere, as well as all of the categories that they supply on a product level basis. What's really nice about using Zendrop as a beginner is that they handle everything for you. So if you find a product that you want to sell, like so let's pretend you want to sell these shoes, it'll show you the product cost, who is fulfilling it, so Zendrop fulfillment, and then you can add these products directly into your Shopify store once you link it onto the platform. And if you want to use them as a supplier, but they don't have the product that you're exactly looking for, there's a new feature called request a product where you just tell them exactly what you're looking for and they'll add it onto the platform for you. They can also provide custom branding for you, so they can do things like thank you cards that are custom to your logo and hand signed or hand printed. And on top of that, in terms of fulfillment, they're really trying to take everything off of your hands, which is why they have automatic order fulfill. So if you're scaling up your store, you don't want to be sitting there clicking, ordering all of your products to your customer. When you turn on the auto fulfill on Zendrop, it'll automatically fulfill all those orders for you, charge you for that product cost, and ship it directly to your customer the next day. That way you don't even have to think about going on and seeing how many orders that you have to fulfill for the day. They really have been expanding on their features, like being able to supply for TikTok Shop with their strict shipping policies, and also adding things like print on demand. One of the best parts about Zendrop that I like is that they're US based, so communication is extremely easy. If you're a beginner and you want to take the easy way out, I'd check out Zendrop. I'll have a link down below in the description for some sort of discount code for it. All right, so that's the beginner friendly way. The next way to find a supplier might apply to only a certain amount of people that are actually wanting to build a serious brand. So either you really believe in your brand or you are already selling some products and you want to brand out your product. And this last type of supplier is kind of a hybrid method. You can do manual searching with this method. You can use Zendrop with this method. It's just a higher level of ecom, essentially for people that really want to build a solid brand and scale their business efficiently and be able to exit their company. Which brings me to the next supplier type and how to find them, which is a 3PL or a third-party logistics company. What a third-party logistics company does, if you're unaware of it, is basically a warehouse. So think of like an Amazon warehouse. You ship your product over there, you ship them your boxes, you ship them your wrapping paper, or whatever you might be selling, and they warehouse all of that product for you, and then when you get an order in, they automatically fulfill it for you. I personally think 3PLs are the best solution if you don't want to hire people yourself and get your own warehouse and still maintain a high level of control of your supply. Some of the pros of using this logistic method slash supplier is that you maintain a high level of control in terms of your inventory and how your product's being shipped out and also packaged up. Unlike sourcing your product from China, you're most likely not going to be going over there to visit that warehouse to see the assembly process and how they're treating your product. You're just not going to do that most likely. Plus there's a language barrier and somewhat of a confidentiality between China and the US in terms of like showing their warehouses, I've found. But if you use a 3PL, you're able to just to FaceTime your client rep or have someone go down the warehouse or visit it yourself fairly easily and check out how everything's going, make sure everything's looking solid and they're not damaging your product or whatever. You also get extremely fast shipping times. So we moved about 15,000 units over to Zendrop's 3PL for the golf brand, where we're going to be getting 1 to 3 day shipping times. So nobody is going to complain about how long the shipments are taking, unlike ordering a lot of products from China. Another pro is that you're able to change everything really quickly. So if you want to change the product or change the packaging, you can do that like a lot easier with the 3PL because you're kind of in control of that. Versus if you go through a Chinese manufacturer and supplier, you're going to have to go through more samples, get tests, get everything done. It sometimes makes that process a little bit harder to communicate that versus a 3PL. It's like, I changed all the packaging, here it is, please use this now. Another pro that a lot of people don't know are that 3PLs are not that expensive. We got a fantastic quote from Zendrop. We're actually saving money by shipping through them and warehousing with them. A lot of times people think 3PLs are extremely expensive, but that is not always the case. There are some cons though by using a 3PL or this type of method. The first con is that it can be typically more pricey, not on the fulfillment side, but on the inventory side. You either have to believe in your product or you've shown that your product is already selling to move it into a 3PL first. Otherwise, if you're just testing a random product that you want to drop ship and you have to order like 1,000 units of it and ship it out to a 3PL and you don't sell any because no one wants your product, then you're on the hook for all of that inventory cost. To be honest, that's one of the only cons about using that 3PL method. If you're a complete beginner and you're not sure which product is a winner yet and which one you want to scale, or you don't believe in your brand, or you're not doing like private labeling or anything like that, you have to order all that inventory and it's just really costly if you're just trying to start a side hustle. I'm super excited. We got all of our golf gear going over there. It's going to make everything so much easier, and we're really trying to brand it out to a full scale brand, not just a drop shipping store, which it's already become. Those are the 3 ways that you can find your supplier and also decide on what supplier type that you want to use depending on the stage of business that you're in. None of the supplier types that you end up going with are going to be wrong. It really just depends on how much you believe in your product, if you're scaling or not, if you're a beginner, and also how much time that you want to put into looking for the supplier. I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. I hope it gave you a little bit better of an understanding of how to find suppliers and the different supplier types that you can be using with your ecom brands. And if it did, don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, maybe leave a comment down below if you have any questions. And also, if you are curious about the golf brand that is popping off right now, we're almost at $10,000 in sales just today. I'm not even sure if you can see that or not, but we're scaling it up really, really nicely. I'm docking that entire process on my second channel. So that is going to be like a business vlog channel because I don't do just drop shipping anymore. I've been in this space for over 6 years. I'm involved with softwares, real brands that we actually have inventory and custom products, personal branding, and so many other businesses that I don't really talk about. So if you like that slow but real day-to-day type of business and travel and what I actually do, make sure to subscribe to my second channel. Right now it's called Austin Rabin 2.0. I might change that, but I'll also link that down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.